Hello and a warm welcome to TBC News, our top stories. President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan makes minor ambassadorial reshuffle. National Development Vision 2050 underway. Good evening, I am Faida Ngaga. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online. Also, get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and Twitter pages at TBC Online. President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan has appointed Ambassador Humphrey Polepole to be the new Tanzanian ambassador to Cuba. Before the appointment, Ambassador Polepole was the Tanzanian ambassador to Malawi. President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan has appointed Ambassador retired Lieutenant General Yaqub Mohammed to be the Tanzanian ambassador in the United Arab Emirates. Before the appointment, Ambassador Mohammed was a Tanzanian ambassador to Turkey. Dr. Samia has also appointed Mr. Eid Saif Bakari to be the Tanzanian ambassador to Turkey. Before this appointment, Mr. Bakari was a Tanzanian consul general in Dubai. Ambassador Bakari will be sworn in on the date that will be announced later. In other news, Vice President Dr. Philip Mpango has directed the process of preparation for the National Development Vision 2050 to be inclusive, reaching all groups in the country. Dr. Mpango made the remark in Dodoma while launching the program, insisting that the initiative will make the development process more credible. Here's a report by Ahmadi Ali, read by Dilua Mohammed.
The implementation of the National Development Vision 2025, which officially began in 2000, is reported to have galvanized its success that led Tanzania to become one of the medium-sized economy countries. These positive strides move the concerned authorities and the National Development Planning team to come up with the more strategic ideas of preparing a National Development Vision for 2050.
Matokeo ya tathmini ya utekelezaji wa dira 2025.
The results of the evaluation of the implementation of Vision 2025 will be used as one of the information for the preparation of the National Development Vision 2050. The launch of the process has been officiated by the Vice President, Dr. Philip Mpango, who first gives an assessment of the previous National Development Vision.
Pamoja na hatua kubwa iliyofikiwa.
Despite the great progress achieved, our country will still continue to face various challenges that have caused the goal of Vision 2025 not to be fully achieved. For example, we have continued to face the challenges of income, poverty, and poor nutrition.
In improving the final output of the process of preparing the National Development Vision 2050, Dr. Mpango emphasizes the participation of all groups in the nation.
Ni dira inayotarajiwa kuleta mageuzi makubwa ya kiuchumi na kijamii.
It is a vision that is expected to bring major economic and social reforms to achieve the goal of becoming a prosperous nation. So, it is the government's mission that is preparation of this vision. Tanzanians from all corners of our country and from various social classes will have the opportunity to contribute to the ideas.
The Minister for Finance and Planning, Dr. Mwigulu Nchemba, reassures Tanzanians on adhering to the directive.
Niwahakikishie Watanzania kwamba zoezi hili.
Let me assure all Tanzanians that during the preparations of the vision, we'll have a great and a wide participations of stakeholders. And I ask all young people to show up and participate in large numbers.
On top of that, Dr. Mpango instructs that the process should come up with effective plans to use the untapped opportunities as well as to boost the use of technology.
Following growing demand for specialized doctors in the country, Merck Foundation has been one of the organizations that have been on the forefront to train Tanzanian doctors on various specialized fields that have great need in the country. Nasser Kingu has more details.
Since its inception in 2018, Merck Foundation has provided more than 1,471 scholarships to healthcare providers across 50 countries in 32 critical and underserved medical specialties. The Chief Executive Officer of the Foundation, Dr. Rasha Kelledge, Here explains what moved the foundation to take the initiative.
We strongly believe across Africa and other developing world that the lack of specialized and skilled healthcare provider is a main challenge. And the right strategy is to train these doctors so we'll be able to transform patient care quality so everyone can have access to equitable and quality healthcare. Not only the people who can afford, and also if you see from our meeting today that Merck Foundation provided scholarships for the first medical oncology in Tanzania, the first surgical oncology in Tanzania, the first infertility specialist and embryologist that they are Tanzanian, and they established the first IVF center by Tanzanian in Tanzania.
Dr. Rasha Kelledge, who is also the Chief Executive Officer of the Foundation and the President of More Than a Mother campaign, together with the Chairperson of both Executive Board of EMAC-AG and Merck Foundation Board of Trustees, Professor Frank Stengenberg, say the Foundation is to meet with the government top officials to plan on how to scale up the program even further.
To scale up our programs, to report our impact till today, and to make sure that we are being able to make it in a nice process, that we can scale up our programs, train more doctors in more specialties, because we have 36 critical and underserved specialties. And if you see across all Africa, we provided more than 1,500 scholarships to doctors from 50 countries. We want to increase our scale in Tanzania, and we train more doctors to be able to help more patients.
Yeah, and we want to do more because most African countries do not have enough specialist doctors. And it is very important to have specialist doctors in oncology and so on to help to increase and better the health situation of the people in the country.
The doctors who have benefited from various scholarship programs sponsored by the foundation are said that the skills and the knowledge they have attained are critical for the specialized healthcare services in Tanzania.
I am most grateful for Merck Foundation for the facilitating me for the program and undertaking critical care as my master's in science. As a beneficiary of this scholarship, Merck Foundation has enabled me to increase my value as an individual and also helped me become a pioneer in critical care medicine in Tanzania.
Since then, of course, I tried to keep it short. I have improved quite a lot in management of infertility patients because I got a lot of skills there on how to talk to patients, what to examine for, what investigations to do.
As well as working in a team and share the knowledge I've gathered through the course with my fellow medical colleague at Muhimbili National Hospital.
I would like to thank Merck Foundation for providing this very unique program to me. Preventive cardiovascular medicine is like a very new program in Tanzania.
Earlier, the foundation awarded journalists and media personalities for their outstanding work on increasing awareness on issues of infertility stigma, FGM, gender-based violence, non-communicable diseases, especially diabetes and hypertension. Nasa Kingu, TBC News.
Thank you very much, Nasser Kingu, for that report. Central Corridor Transit Transport Facilitation Agency TTF Executive Secretary Okanju Okonge says Burundi and the Democratic Republic of the Congo have started the process of construction of the modern railway SGR, which aims at connecting with Tanzania to facilitate cargo transportation within Central Corridor member countries. He was addressing the media, insisting that the move will strengthen the economy in the 5 member countries.
This project will increase the cargo in the Dar es Salaam port. We need to attract more cargo from DRC, DR Congo, passed by Burundi to Tanzania and so on. But also we need to attract the cargo from Rwanda, from Uganda, through our project to Dar es Salaam port. So this is the first outcome that we are expecting we'll get after construction of this railway. But also another outcome will be the employment opportunities.
In addition, he urges the business community from the member countries to use the Central Corridor for the transportation of goods to promote the economy of the member countries. In other news, the Tanzania National Service Head of Administration, Brigadier General Hassan Mabena, says agriculture is still the backbone of the economy, and the National Service will continue to train and work with youth to ensure food security through quality food production. He insists that the National Service is at the forefront to create agricultural programs that attract more young people into the sector.
Hata sisi JKT kwa kuwa vijana wanapita huku basi tunaendelea kuwabadilisha mitazamo yao.
Since some of the young people pass through JKT for training, we are trying to change their mindset about agriculture. Not only that they will engage in agriculture as part of their daily activities, but will also ensure the safety and the health of other Tanzanians. That is why I call on young people in Tanzania to continue studying and get the opportunity to know that agriculture is liberator.
Furthermore, Brigadier General Mabena has congratulated Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan for allocating adequate budget for agricultural programs.
Nimpongeze sana mama yetu Mheshimiwa Daktari Samia Suluhu Hassan.
I would like to congratulate President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan for coming up with this plan. I really see that she wishes the best for our nation. I would like to congratulate the Minister for Agriculture, Hussein Bashe. One day I heard him saying that some Tanzanians take agriculture as an area for the farriers.
Currently, the National Service prepares to mark its 60th anniversary since its establishment, and it still embarks being a pioneer in food production through agriculture. Now let's have a look at other stories. More than 80 million Tanzanian shillings have been allocated to the implementation of the Loliondo Town Master Plan in Arusha region. This follows efforts of the government and stakeholders to improve the lives of the residents. It's a report by Sichilela Kongola, read by Lulua Mohammed.
The ongoing plans to channel out best use of the Ngorongoro district's land in Arusha region, which have now reached an important stage.
We have a great commitment to listen to the presentation that will be made and to contribute with a great intention to get a council plan that will reflect the wishes of the residents of the district council.
The land use plan was developed and approved.
Some citizens and stakeholders say that the inclusive participation during the exercise has been effective, but there has been a challenge of enough understanding among some citizens.
Changamoto kubwa ambayo tulikutana nayo katika uandaaji wa mpango huu.
The challenge we encountered in the preparation of this plan is the low awareness of the people due to lack of education and the issue of land plan preparation that we have seen as experts need to return to the village level.
Ngazi zetu za vijiji. Kwa hiyo mpango huu,
this program has been well received by the people because it will identify the grazing areas during the spring and the availability of water.
The good news of the Loliondo Town Master Plan is clarified.
There were strategies to organize this city. The Land Department has brought 80 million Tanzanian shillings in the cooperation with TANAPA, with which we cooperated to get the money. Therefore, the land experts should prepare themselves. I will go along with the planning of this city of Loliondo.
We are happy to see that the government is seeing the importance of civil society organization participating in the country planning process as the law requires that the private sectors collaborate with the public sector.
Now let's have a look at the tourism sector. Bicycle tourism in Kerejeshi Game Reserve has become an attraction for tourists from European countries, saying it gives them opportunity to see animals easily and close compared to vehicles. It's a report by Pascal Michael, read by Apasia Ringo.
These are tourists from Germany touring by bicycle in the Kerejeshi Game Reserve in Busega district. They enjoy using this transport, saying it gives them the opportunity to see animals easily and up close.
A lifetime experience, and it's something you can't really do anywhere else. It's like yeah, just something really special. And also you have the possibility to be in the Serengeti and like experience it without having to go through the whole like national reserve. So you are able to be a bit freer here and be able to yeah, walk around more freely, go on bike rides and stuff. So yeah, it's really nice.
I think actually being this close to nature and to the animals, like just being on a bike and doing the work yourself, you know, is just different from being on a car.
Kijereshi Wildlife Reserve Tourism Officer Ruka says this tourism is safe while asking Tanzanians to use the opportunity to come and experience the scenery and various types of animals found in the forest.
We have bicycle tourism in this area. This type of tourism is safe and there is enough security. Tourists will be accompanied by soldiers who are strengthening the security in this area. We have received guests from Germany, and the main purpose is to visit this forest which is owned by Tower. Also, this forest has various animals such as elephant, ostriches, buffaloes, and wild birds of various kinds.
Kijereshi Game Reserve is located in Busega District, Simiyu region, where the leadership has started this bicycle tourism, the goal being to enable to increase a number of foreigners who visited during the season.
Now, from Simiyu, let's head over to Ruka, where the government has set aside 4.1 billion shillings as compensation payments for approximately 1,138 citizens to facilitate implementation of the electricity infrastructure project for National Grid to connect the Ruka region. The Ruka Regional Commissioner Quincendiga says the government has already facilitated funds for the implementation of the National Grid electricity project, which is expected to commence soon. Jose Acheo has more.
Ruka region is the one of the regions that are not connected to the National Grid electricity network. Industry owners and producers have been faced difficulties due to the challenge of reliable electricity in the Ruka region. Good news for the people of Ruka region.
Honorable Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan has given an amount of 4.1 billion Tanzanian shillings to pay the developers of the national grid. Therefore, TANESCO experts are continuing the work and will give money to more than 1,138 citizens. We will use the money to compensate people who are to leave the areas intended for the national grid. We expect to start the construction of our local electricity, and therefore we should expect good things even when we invite investors. They will not face challenges, and this will help to develop the economy of our region.
The government in the Ruka region has also decided to organize an investment forum to explain to internal and external foreign investors that Ruka now has investment opportunities.
We expect to hold an investment conference that will be accompanied by agricultural exhibitions in various crops. This conference, which will be held in the region here in the municipality of Sumbawanga, is expected to be held between 25th and 30th May this year. The main goal is to advertise opportunities widely in the agricultural sector, the mining sector, but also various sectors such as industry and tourism sectors.
TBC News, Ruka.
Thank you very much, Jose Acheo, for that report. And that item concludes local news. International news up next. Now let's have a look at international news.
Kenyan opposition leader Raila Odinga has called off anti-government protests scheduled for Monday, saying he was ready for negotiations following an appeal from President William Ruto. Odinga announced that he was calling off the fourth rally in response to President Ruto suggesting that they create a bipartisan parliamentary committee to walk through concerns over the electoral process. Odinga also said that the opposition would engage the government on the high cost of living, which had galvanized many protesters.
We reserve our rights to call for demonstrations should this process not bear fruit. Should there be no meaningful engagement or response from Hon Ruto to our counter-offer, we resolve to resume our demonstrations after 1 week.
Thousands Kenyan have joined 3 marches over the past 2 weeks against high living costs and alleged fraud in last year's elections. Rwanda President Paul Kagame has been overwhelmingly re-elected the chairman of the ruling party, Rwandese Patriotic Front, RPF, in Kotanyi at the party's 16th Congress, which convened on Sunday. The Rwandan leader got 2,999 votes, accounting for 99.8% of the total votes, which his closest contender, Abdukarim Harelimana, got 3 votes, or 0.2% of total votes. Speaking after the elections, some members of the Rwandan Patriotic Front said they are very satisfied with the election, how it went, especially the re-election of the President of the Republic and President of the RPF, Paul Kagame. President Kagame is in power for 22 years, will now serve another 5 years as head of the Rwandan Patriotic Front, the political party he has led since 1998. And the war crimes trial of former Kosovo President Hashim Thaçi has begun on Monday at the Kosovo Specialist Chambers in The Hague, Netherlands. Thaçi, who served as a commander-in-chief of the ethnic Albanian rebel Kosovo Liberation Army, KLA, and 3 other former KLA heads are charged with crimes against humanity and war crimes that took place during the 1998 up to 1999 armed conflict against Serbian forces. Thaçi pleaded not guilty to all 10 counts. According to the indictment, between at least March 1998 and September 1999, the 4 defendants have been accused of persecution, imprisonment, illegal or arbitrary arrest and detention, cruel treatment, torture, murder, and enforced disappearance of persons.
That was international news with Flora Mwano. Sports news up next. And here is sports news with Malio Cheto.
Tanzania Football Federation TFF says renovation of Benjamin Mkapa Stadium and the qualification of Simba Football Club and the Young Africans into CAF Champions League and the Confederation Cup highlight the development of soccer in Tanzania. Speaking with the TBC News reporter in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania Football Federation TFF President Wallace Karia says Simba Football Club and the Young Africans qualifying into quarter-finals of CAF competitions indicates that they are ready to compete in even bigger intercontinental competitions.
Our clubs on these 2 years have reached quarterfinals and we're expecting them to go further. Previously, we have been represented by only 1 team in the confederation competitions. But since I have been leader of the federation, 3 teams in 4 years, we have been once in the quarterfinal. We hope that we are going to have 4 teams in African competitions.
Draw for Simba Football Club and Young Africans quarterfinal stage will be done this Wednesday. Government urges artists to follow conditions set by Culture and Arts Trust Fund when they fill forms to apply for loans to improve their artworks. Tanzania Culture and Arts Trust Fund Chief Executive Officer Nyakaho Mahemba says most of the artists failed to get loans in the first bunch because they were not aware of the procedures before they apply.
The response from artists are very good. Almost 250 people visited our office to get feedback in those areas. They made mistakes during the application of loans, and they have already corrected those mistakes on their proposal of their projects. We hope that in the next batch, many artists will get loans.
The fund has received 600 applications, amounted to 21 billion Tanzanian shillings from artists, and the government is ready to provide so as to develop the sector locally and internationally. Malio Cheto, TBC News.
And on that note, we are ending our news bulletin for tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. I am Faitha Ngaga. Good night.
Kupata mgeni mwema, kupata